Alright, everyone. Welcome to Multithon, the amazing speedrun marathon where it's all about being faster together. Boy, we had a very busy break, and let me tell you why. We got another donation in from Trainer Anade, who donates $20 and says, "Service dogs are the bestest boys and girls, and we get to watch speedrunning while supporting them? Yes, please." Thank you, Anadi, for that extremely generous donation. We also have a $20 donation from The Sound Defense with no message. Thank you for that generous donation as well. And that puts us at $350 so far for the marathon. We are really speedrunning this donation total, and I am really proud of y'all. We are just $4 away from the Take a Cowboy Catnap donation incentive first ray. If you want to see a cat napping with a robot and having your chest just swell with feelings of cuteness, then you're going to want to donate to this, and we just need $4 more, chat. So I know that we can do that. In fact, I bet we can do it in the next hour. Alright, well, it's been a very speedy marathon so far, but we are about to see the king of speed himself, Sonic, and his friends in the Team Sonic Unrestricted category run of Sonic Heroes, and Drywall is going to be doing that run for us. So Drywall, I think we are ready to see you moving at the speed of sound.
I sure do! What is up, gamers? Welcome to the Sonic Heroes portion of this marathon. How are we doing today? I've got my co-commentator here, Aura Ace. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
What's up, everyone?
Yep, that's the word.
You guys are in for a treat. This is just the greatest speedrunning category of all time, so get ready.
So yeah, I guess I'll check. Are we ready on starting the timer here, or should I wait a little bit? Okay, I'll start the countdown then. And 3, 2, 1, go. Hopefully this run goes okay. Our first stage is going to be Seaside Hill. It sure is a stage. This is one of...
Yeah.
Well, there is a bop boost you can do in this stage. Wait, we should explain that first. Oh no! You want to
I was going to explain it when we got there, but
okay,
I
yeah,
can
don't
explain
worry
it now
about
if you want.
You'll find out soon enough. So Seaside Hill, this stage is very movement based. At least in what I will be doing, the strats I will be doing for this run, there are not really any major skips in this stage, just pure movement. So
Yeah, it's a good stage. When you don't do the big skip, it's a good stage to get used to the fundamentals of how the characters move. You'll see that Drywall is going to stay as Sonic for the most part when he doesn't need to break stuff or fly up because, Sonic moves fast. But you have to switch a lot when there are blocks in the way like this or ledges you got to jump up to.
it's true. As you can see there was a cannon. You're supposed to take it, but you don't have to take it.
It's only slightly faster to skip that cannon, but we'll take our half second where we can.
In addition, you can also beat those platforms rising by just a little bit to also save some minor time as well. There's just a lot of minor optimizations in this stage overall. So I guess to explain Sonic's moveset, obviously you can jump, there are typical Sonic actions. There is no spin dash though. Instead, there is the kick. Oh, missed the speed pad there, so it was a little slow. Kick generally gives you a little bit of momentum. I'm sure Aura can explain the kick better than I can.
Yeah, so when you press B, if you don't have any teammates nearby, you'll do this kick attack that can hit enemies and gives you a bit of speed. And if you do have teammates, they'll push you forward and give you a bit of acceleration, which is called the Rocket Excel. And knowing which one to do in certain situations to get the maximum amount of speed is one of the most important things about this game.
So true. as you can see there, I was gliding into those blocks. When you glide as Knuckles, you are preserving some of your speed for some time. And there will be some instances that you can use the glide as Knuckles once you've gotten a bunch of speed as Sonic to make some interesting strats occur.
Yeah, to make the glide function properly, they decided to give it a very, like, the property where it preserves momentum incredibly well, which does make it work in the fans like it was supposed to be used, but it also makes it incredibly useful for a lot of other things, which we'll see later.
So, coming up, there will be Tails' hole. There's a hole you can jump through as Tails. And I did it. It's a little bit harder than it looks. You are not intended to go on that path as Team Sonic. So you have to take the momentum from the loop and then make the jump as Tails up there to get through.
Yeah, that's the Team Dark intended pathway. There's a spring that sends you up into that air booster, but they didn't feel the need to close it off and left the air booster there because they thought there was no way you would be able to jump up there. But the Team Dark path is, even with the kind of slow jump to get over there, it's still like, I don't know, 6-7 seconds at least faster than running up the wall like you're supposed to. Pretty cool.
Let's go. Got the Rocket Excel at the start there. Rocket Excel is not always the most consistent thing to get in this game, unfortunately.
Yeah, because like I said, it's reliant on your teammates being behind you, and you don't have complete control over your teammates. So a lot of it is trusting in the AI, and the more trust you put in the AI, the worse your life is going to be in this game. So there are a lot of setups to try and make them more consistent, but they'll still just randomly fail because I feel like it on occasion.
That's the game. That's Sonic Heroes. Oops. Don't worry about it. Now, here's Team Sonic jump. You do this jump as Team Sonic. That little collision jump, you don't do it as any other team. But you do it as Team Sonic, and that's what matters.
Yeah, there's unfortunately a faster strat for every other team, but Team Sonic can do that little wall bounce where the slope of the wall gives you a crap ton of height for no reason.
Okay, barely making it, a little scary. Here we are coming up to what will be the major overlaying, like this skip happens a lot in the run. Would you like to explain?
Yeah, I'll wait until after you do it.
Uh-oh, maybe I should deload him. I don't want to kill him, but if you can go up this slope and then go back down the slope, you can respawn him with full health. Not ideal, not what you want to see happen, but I didn't want to kill him, so. Didn't get quite the full distance, but just about enough. It's much better than if I were to get less distance than that.
Got the skip, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So now this pretty self-explanatory section, so I can explain what how the skip is performed. So basically, when the flight totem is intact, there's all three characters are holding onto each other, and if you knock Sonic out in a very particular way out of the flight formation, like right as you land, the game knocks Sonic onto the ground, but the game still kind of thinks he's in the totem pole with the rest of the team, and so it tries to, like it would normally do, to keep your teammates stuck together even though they're not. So it, like, every time you try and fly, it sticks Knuckles back to Sonic. But if you instead put a wall, like drywall jumped off the edge there and then activated the flight, instead of getting launched towards Sonic, you get blasted away from him incredibly quickly, and you can skip entire stages with it. This one was like semi-small, but there are some really big ones we'll see later.
Potentially see later. Except for Frog
Forest.
Forest.
We're seeing them.
Oh, we are definitely seeing Frog Forest, I can tell you that.
I mean, the easiest one in the entire game.
Oh, I forgot about that one. Oops.
More than half the stage, I think.
Oops. Forgot about that one. Forgot it saved so much because of how easy it is to do. Now, Egghawk, this boss, kind of a nothing boss. You go backwards. You get the invincibility. You lure him backwards. And then you just wail on him.
Yeah, it's kind of nice that they decided to put the invincibility right behind the start, and this boss is quick enough that you will not run out. Hopefully.
If I don't
Unless
whip
you
every
really
fire
mess this
dunk.
up, you will have plenty of invincibility to finish the fight with. Let's go.
Let's go. Fire dunks can potentially do a lot of damage, as you can see here. I'm not sure what controls how much damage you do. Obviously, for this boss, hitting him in the cockpit is ideal. That will do more damage. But I noticed sometimes you can fire dunk, it'll kill an enemy. Other times, well, like an enemy with more than 3 health. Sometimes it doesn't. Not sure what's up with that. That's the
Yeah,
Sonic
fire
Heroes.
dunks are pretty jank sometimes. I don't fully understand it. Sometimes they can hit enemies twice, and sometimes they just do extra damage. This game can be a little inconsistent with its mechanics from time to time.
Looks like Eggman escaped into the city.
It is so true. Now, Grand Metro? I know this is somebody's favorite stage.
Yeah, Grand Metro for Team Sonic is my favorite stage in any speedrun. It flows so well and it's so cool, especially with these paths that make you run significantly faster.
No pipe bounce. Sad. If I were to bounce on that pipe there with Knuckles glide after getting a bunch of speed as Sonic, I would have been able to get a little more height and set up really well to do a light dash cancel glide. Unfortunately, didn't, but that's okay. Okay, actually got a rocket excel there, that's nice.
Yeah, your teammates can definitely be really nice and give you rocket excels where they normally are very unlikely to come back. It's kind of annoying, but pretty nice when you get a random rocket excel that saves you like a half second or a second for no reason.
Oh. Yeah, that door,
go.
you can quite easily clip through that door by switching to Knuckles with a bunch of speed. They just put a hole in it in that location. And it looks like I got the good RNG, so there is minor instances of RNG in this speedrun. As you can see, I got level 1 Tails. This will let me stun the enemy here, coming up right here, and it'll make it easier to do a bop. I guess not stun him the first time, but whatever. It'll make it easier to set up to do the bop boost off of him. End up over here. It's minor time save, but you like to see it.
Yeah, that one saves like 5 seconds, but it's cool, and it's one of the easier ones, I guess I would say. But yeah, the fact that he's significantly harder to stun if you don't get that random Tails level. We'll see the level RNG come up a bit more later and be a bit more impactful.
It's true. So here, I want to get across this gap. I could do a kick across this gap, but it's a lot more risky than doing this. Lining up by getting my characters with Tails, and then just getting the rocket excel, and jumping over. It's a little bit slower, but it is more consistent in my opinion.
Yeah, so, and it also works because of the mid-air kick technique, where kind of like the roll from Donkey Kong, if you're familiar, if you're in the kick animation as you run off of a ledge, as long as the kick is still active, the game like considers you on the ground and you're allowed to jump. So Drywall kicked off the edge with a bunch of speed, close enough to where he could do a jump and make it up there. It's super cool, and it's done quite a few times. We've done it a few times without mentioning it already.
It's true. Now, Power Plant, unfortunately, this stage has a couple auto-scrollers. I do not know if there are any donations or if anybody wants to plug anything, but once we get there in about a minute 30 seconds, feel free to go ahead.
We'll be ready when that time comes.
Thank you. Yeah, this stage is pretty movement heavy. There is a bop boost in this stage. I would say it's pretty hard.
Yeah, this stage does have a really hard skip in it, and it does skip an auto-scroller, which is pretty enticing, but it is really hard, not super marathon friendly either.
Didn't get the switch out like 3 times there.
Yo, let's go. First try.
Yeah, so that is also nice. That's also a thing you can do. If you jump, and if you initiate a flight and then jump to get the boost, as the same frame, or if you're on an object, as the same few frames as you're landing on the ground, you get the property of the flight, but you don't actually start it. So you can start another flight after that. I might be able to show off another one here. Maybe not. Unfortunate.
Yeah, it like counts you as landing on the ground, but also you get the speed from the flight, so you get to do another flight as well since it counts you as landing, so you get to get quite a bit extra height and make certain jumps that you shouldn't be able to.
And this is the elevator. Go ahead.
Wonderful. Well, our cat skin donations bid war is heating up a little bit. So Spyro's still in the lead with $140 and is increasing that lead over Garfield, which is still at 96. However, Happy Puppy is now at $30. So I'm sensing a little bit of a momentum train forming around our puppy. And then Normal is still at $10. So what I'm learning about chat right now is that y'all don't care about valid speedruns on the leaderboards. Y'all just want to see Spyro and make Passeray's life miserable. So that's where we stand as far as that one. And then our Bug Snacks bonus DLC boss incentive is at 35 of $50. So we just need 15 more dollars there. I think we can meet that one pretty soon. And we're making some good progress in all these. I'm really proud of you, chat, for sure.
Yeah, everybody, if you can, if you want to, make sure to donate. It goes to a pretty good cause, I think. In my opinion.
Absolutely. Yeah, Blue Path Service Dogs, they seem like a really wonderful organization, and they commit to the success of each of their placements, so it's not just a place the dog and forget about it, but they remain closely connected to the families that they place dogs with, and they really try to answer the questions that those families have and help them to navigate life with a service dog. So we are really raising money for a great cause today.
Glad to hear it. Unfortunately, I am now on the second elevator for another 30 more seconds, so if you got anything else, you can pad it out a little more.
I absolutely can do that. So if anyone is interested in learning more about Blue Path Service Dog, then you can go to bluepathservicedogs.org, and there's not only information there, but they've got some very, very cute pictures of doggos from what I understand, so go check it out. Who doesn't want to see adorable canine photos?
Let's go. Thank you.
Drywall got the globe or the globe skip at the end there. You're supposed to have to roll around on the inside of that globe for like 3 or 4 seconds, and if you do a frame perfect kick, you can skip the whole thing and go straight to the exit. It's incredibly hard, but it doesn't lose any time to go for, so you might as well go for it, and you hit it. So that's pretty awesome.
I actually did go for it one time and lost time with it. I don't know how, but I don't know if I was on the wrong speed pad or something, but that didn't happen this time, so everything's fine.
I think if you roll on the frame instead of kick on the frame, you roll up, if that's what you're talking about.
Oh, that must be it then, yeah.
Yeah, but as long as that doesn't happen, almost every time you don't lose time for going for it, and you save like 3 or 4 seconds, which can be a big deal sometimes.
It's true. So coming up...
Some of the places on the leaderboard are separated by less than that.
It's true. Coming up, we do have to fight Team Rose here. Now, fortunately, we don't actually have to fight Team Rose here. If you wait for the text to pop up and start holding right, you just hold right, Team Rose will just jump off and just end the fight for you instantly. It's a very nice trick. I wish there was a trick like that for the second team fight. That's all I can say. These team fights are deceptively hard. I don't know how they expected casuals to get them done in 30 seconds most of the time.
Probably dumb luck.
True.
The enemy AI can be really dumb sometimes or really annoying others. Like most power characters have like insane amounts of invincibility on their grounded attacks. So if the enemy power character just chooses to spam ground attacks, you basically just can't do anything. You just have to wait it out. It's in a speedrun, that is very bad news. So avoiding all of the RNG is really nice.
So yeah, what I did there is a pinball launch. Any pinball launch fans?
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's even enough time to explain exactly how they work, but basically you just drop your teammates off the edge, call them back, and land on the pinball table before they can get back to you, preventing them from getting back to you in time, and they just shoot up way past you into the sky, and then you can switch to them and skip reasonable chunks of the stage.
It's true. It's very convenient. In fact, we're going to do it again. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If Knuckles decides to go up here. Second try though? Not like that, it isn't. Tails, please! Oh, that's not good. Can I save this? Nah, sad. Yeah, this pinball launch is a bit
significantly
tricky.
harder than the first one.
It's okay, I'm not too far back, I swear. It was just RNG manip for the team, not the team fight, the robot fight coming up after Bingo Highway. Surely this time. Please, Knuckles, not again.
He does not want to get up there.
Please, Tails. Interesting.
Oh my gosh.
This is not at all what I wanted.
It was close, except for you're supposed to go straight up instead of way off to the side.
You know what? I'll give it one more try. Okay, that's enough of that. Gonna do it the good old way. The good LTS way. Knuckles? Knuckles, my savior! Oh no! Knuckles, my guy who is gone! This is a bit sad of a casino park. I'll just get this as Tails and then die to respawn my teammates easily.
Yeah, so what he did there was just very similar to the pinball launch, except for he just shoots his teammates over the lip of that table with Tails and then switches to them when they're down at the edge past the door. And we're going to see a laser clip. You get some invincibility frames from shooting that robot, and then you can just light dash straight under the door. This part is supposed to only be for Team Chaotix, but the Team Chaotix path you can still get to with that laser clip, and it is still a good bit faster than playing the intended Team Sonic route. Pretty cool.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't have the smoothest casino park. That's okay, it's still probably faster than most people did on their casual playthrough anyway. That's what matters.
That's what we're here for.
Yo, team, can I jump in with a donation real quick?
Sure thing, not too much goes on in Bingo Highway for a while.
Wonderful. Well, we just got a $70 donation from Seafood.
No way.
Who says, this donation is dedicated to Duncan and 420. And that actually, well, it did put us at $420, but we just got a $20 donation from Drum Basher 004 who says, good luck in Bullet Station, Drywall.
Yep.
And wow, that just totally finished off our Spirit Fair Hug the Cat incentive. We have met that, and so the cat will be getting 20 hugs. So thank you to all those who donated. It's going to be a catastic time in Spiritfarer tonight.
Yes, thank you for the donations, gamers. We love to see it.
Drum really had to go out there and ruin the 420.
You had to just
Thanks for nothing,
to
Drum.
scare me with the bullet station.
You know, the funny thing is, this run was originally scheduled to start at 4:20 p.m. So is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's destiny.
Let's go.
I call it destiny.
Amazing. I don't think this table is not going very well, I will not lie.
Yeah, you have like a surprisingly low amount of control over where your characters go on the pinball tables, and it can be really annoying when things start not going as planned and you're in a spot that you're not used to being in and you can barely control your characters. This stage can go really wrong really fast.
It's really true. It's quite unfortunate. This is somewhat of a common trend in hero stages these days.
So one thing we didn't mention earlier is drywall routed in 2 Knuckles levels. You actually get levels for whichever character you're controlling when you pass a checkpoint. The drywall purposely hit the first 2 as Knuckles to get enough to get that fire AoE on his 3-hit combo, which can easily dispatch of that entire set of enemies that is blocking off the door. It would probably lose like 3 or 4 more seconds to fight them as level 0 or 1 Knuckles, so definitely a good thing that you can get them from the checks.
Fortunately didn't get the breakout there. Could have saved a little bit of time there. Just gonna take this safe so that I don't have an incident.
Here we go.
Leave it to me. Let's go.
Here we go. There's more.
And we're coming up to another cool skip. Hopefully. I guess I'll let you attempt it first before I explain it.
Leave it to me.
Let's go. All right, so what's happening right now is drywall is controlling Knuckles, as you can tell. But if you look at the top right, the game thinks he's playing as Tails. So the game loads all the objects as if you're the character that the game thinks you're controlling. So all of the kill planes and all the objects on the pinball tables aren't here. So he can just go straight through to the end here and avoid quite a bit of really annoying pinball platforming, since the kill planes aren't there and he can just go straight to the end here.
One caveat is that you cannot switch back to Knuckles, or you can't even let go of the control stick until you reach the end goal ring there. It's a bit scary. You have to maneuver all around without going neutral stick at all.
Yeah, the weird like wonky state that you're in when the game thinks that you're in flight, but you're really in power, is a pretty finicky state. So it's definitely got some caveats, but it's a really cool skip.
Nah, no funny frame. Not this time. Maybe next time.
All right, so here's the first of 2 major sources of RNG. So every 5 enemies that you kill, you get a random level for one of the 2 characters you're not controlling. So it's a coin flip here, and we really want Tails levels to start with.
Yes.
So the first one was a Tails level, and we want the second one to be a Tails level too.
Yes.
Nice. All right, so this is really good. Level 2 Tails gets 3 damage on his thunder shoots as opposed to 0, so you can basically just annihilate these flying waves.
Got into some state there. Interesting.
Yeah, that was power and flight again, the same state that Draw used to skip to the end there. It's not very useful in this fight where you just got to kill enemies, though. And we got enough Knuckles levels, and the Knuckles combo is so OP in these fights. It lasts so long. You place it down before the enemies even spawn, and then they just spawn in and immediately die. Just spawning straight into a hitbox, and there's just nothing they can do about it. Kind of sad.
Yeah,
Almost
unfortunately,
feel bad for them.
didn't get to drop the combo on the golden turtle, so I lost a little bit of time there. Golden turtles are harder to kill than pretty much any other enemy.
Yeah, except for like the helmeted hammer robots, which we'll see later.
Not too bad, I don't think. Not the worst.
Yeah, no, that would have been really good if it wasn't for the turtle and a little bit of bad targeting from Tails.
That's Golden Cameron! Did you know that the Golden Turtles are named Cameron in the official strategy guide? If you didn't, Mikey will tell you any day of the week. There is a little bit of a cutscene here. If there is anything you want to say, go ahead.
Absolutely. I would love to. So, Spyro's starting to run away with it in the cat skin bid war. Spyro's now at $210. Garfield's at 96. And Happy Puppy is at 30, with Normal bringing up the rear at 10. So, y'all love Spyro, and honestly, I don't blame you. Also, this is where I make a confession. I've never played a Spyro game in my entire life, but I hear that the Reignited trilogy is pretty good, so I think I'm probably going to start there pretty soon. But yeah, that cat skin bid war, it's looking like Spyro right now.
Let's go. You love to see it. I have also not played a Spyro game, unfortunately. I also will, unfortunately, have to be landing on a rail here, which are very skinny. But
Okay, nice. Lined up the camera well. So yeah, that's the second big bot boost. And it's definitely kind of tricky when you get the distance to where you have to land on the rails. It seems easy when you line it up so well that you just have to hold forward, but it can be really scary. And the camera will flip on you if you're at the wrong spot. I think I'll also explain a little bit about how the rails work. So what Drywall is doing right now is switching. We call it quick switches, where he's switching from Sonic to Knuckles, and that whenever you press B on the rail, Sonic does this little flip that gives you a little burst of speed, and it gives it to you at the very start of the animation, so you can actually cancel it by switching to Knuckles and right back to Sonic, and you just get it to happen again. So you can just get the rail acceleration significantly faster by switching.
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot gain infinite speed this way. There will be situations where you cap out, and other situations where it's better not to do it at all, though. It is good in general, though.
Yeah, like if you're above, there's only a certain speed cap that the Sonic spin move gets you up to, and if you're above that, you're actually going to slow down by doing it because you don't want to be Knuckles.
That's Rail Canyon. Not too much happens other than the bot boost here. You mostly just ride on the rails, and really there's not too much to do there. But the next stage, though!
Yeah, this stage, no matter which way you slice it, is pretty crazy.
I hope I can get the big skip. That saves 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Don't know if I will.
Skip is like basically the hardest in the run, but also saves the most time of any skip in the run by a pretty good amount.
Let's see. Let me check my lives. 5. Should I go for it that many times, or should I? Oh, it depends on if I get it or not, obviously.
I don't know. With 5, you could probably go for it like you could definitely just go for it like 3 times and still be fine.
Okay. I think that's what I'll do. Because this skip is very finicky. There are lots of moving parts. I have to set it up well.
Yeah, you have to convince the enemy with the lance to push this guy back.
Ah, darn. I'll just keep going since I didn't do it in a way that I'll die.
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. You gotta push that guy. You gotta push the guy with the gun back far enough so that he's close enough to the edge that you get enough speed to make it to the end.
And then you also have to maneuver correctly there.
Yeah, you need to manage getting to the right part of the edge with a crap ton of speed, and then you have to press the A button in a 2 or 3 frame window to land exactly at the end. It's just a nightmare of a skip to go for, and it loses like 30 seconds when you miss it, which is pretty considerable compared to the other skips in this game. Yo, let's go. Keeping the speed from that rail into the midair kick is always so cool.
It is. I'm glad that I didn't die there. I'm just gonna take this very safe, because sometimes I don't get the rocket excel I want, and it goes a little slowly. Not on pace for the greatest cycle, but that's a given, considering I did go for the bot boost at the start.
For whatever reason, taking that previous cannon as Knuckles just breaks the door down and avoids you having to go around. So that's cool. And yeah, these, as Draw was referring to, these big cannons that rotate are actually on a global cycle. So you can basically only finish the stage in, what am I trying to say? In 3.5 second intervals. Because the second one basically puts you right at the end. But this one also fires at 3.5 second intervals, so.
Yeah, there are 2 cannons in this stage for Team Sonic, at least.
It's so brutal getting there right as the cycle is firing, and you like any little mistake could have lost you those 3.5 seconds, and you have to sit there and watch as the next cycle comes around, and you just lose 3 seconds. It's pretty annoying.
It
but
is quite sad.
the movement in this stage is still really cool, in my opinion, so, especially compared to Rail Cannon, which is a lot more tame.
Is now a good time for another donation?
Sure, we do have a bobsled coming up.
Okay, do we need to hold off until after the bobsled?
No, the bobsled is like an auto scroller, is kind of what I meant.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
perfect.
right- it's right
Okay,
here.
good. All right, well, now's a great time then. So we have $20 from Big Mikey, who says, "Good luck, Drywall. Hope you can awaken the power within to nail Bullet Station Bot Boost. You're a great runner and a great friend."
Aw,
Thank you, Big
thank
Mikey, for that. That is awesome. And with that, Garfield is now over $100 for the cat skin bid war at 116. So maybe a little momentum, a little spark of life starting to come from Garfield. I also just want to remind everyone, if you type !schedule in chat, you can see the schedule that's upcoming by clicking on the link that it will send you. We have so many fun runs coming up, not only tonight, but on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You aren't going to want to miss any of them. So definitely go ahead and do that. And we're getting pretty close to that $500 amount. Y'all are crushing it. I am so proud of you.
It's true. Thanks everyone for the donations. I'm sorry for letting you down, Mikey. I didn't get Bullet Station Bot Boost. How could I do this? I didn't awaken the power.
It's ridiculous how hard it is. That it's like I said, it's a 2 or 3 frame window, but it's a 2 or 3 frame window starting from like 3 seconds before you need to hit it. It's not just like one button and then another button three frames later. It's like a 3 frame window that you need to hit 3 seconds later. It's just ridiculous. While you have to do other stuff.
Yeah, I can't even. It's hard to believe it was found. It wasn't even found in a task, I don't think. Maybe it was.
I think it might have been found because they were making the task, but I don't know if it was found in the task. So similar to Egghawk, you want to be going back a lot so that you don't spend as much time chasing him down. But in this boss, you're gonna like alternate going forward and backward because you can't just stick him in place like Egghawk.
Surely he's
And
almost.
you see
done.
here, you're taking advantage of Knuckles' insane amounts of invincibility frames to just basically be just right up in his grill, spamming punch because he is pinned in between Egg Albatross and the wall there for a while, and all logic should tell you that he's gonna die for that, but He's just basically fully invincible.
That's the Sonic
And then
Heroes?
last phase, he gets one-shotted if you hit him in the cockpit, which is pretty cool.
Lead us.
Let's see, what is coming up next? Oh yeah, Frog Forest, of course. Hopefully, we should be able to skip almost the entirety of Frog Forest. Hopefully.
Surely.
Surely.
So this bot boost is going to be a little different than some of the others because we're actually the bot boost send you in a direction perpendicular to the wall that you put in between your team and Sonic, and this wall is actually pointing up, so you're actually going to get launched really far into the stage, but also up. So you're going to get a lot of height, but it does make it makes it easier to land in the right spot.
Okay, that looks good.
Oh, that's all day. Yeah, let's go. So now he's got tons of height and is quite a bit above the stage and is falling down to the loops that are pretty much right at the end.
Okay, didn't get the weird bounce up, that's good. Potentially there. Okay, there's the three
Knuckles?
Knuckles the homie. Yes!
Yes.
I
So
believe
if you get those speed shoes in the loop, you could get a bunch of speed at the loops at the end, and you could take that speed and glide all the way to the end, skipping the last rail, and the lovingly named Triple Titty Glide. Thank you to Shadow Jackie for coming up with that name.
thank you, Shadow Jackie. Greatest skip of all time.
Greatest
Yeah,
skip
that
name,
was-
greatest skip.
That was bonkers. I'm just gonna say that right now, as someone who's never seen this run. That was so cool.
Now imagine that kind of stuff in every stage. That's the Team Dark world record.
You sure it's safe around here?
It's
Yeah,
this
Team
game
Dark
has
has
lots
so
of
many extra
optimization.
enemies to be able to do those sorts of skips on. The Team Dark run is just absolutely broken in half. It's crazy. Team Sonic is going to get there, but yo, let's go. That light dash cancel glide is sick. I don't think we've explained light dash cancels yet. So the light dash is incredibly fast, but they cancel all the speed that you get from the light dash at the end. But drywall actually cancels that by switching to Knuckles before and cancels it halfway and keeps all the speed and is able to glide and skip that loop, and it's such a cool tech.
Really is. Wasn't confident I was gonna get it, but I'm glad I did.
All right. Hey, there they are. Got
Leave
it.
it to me.
Right, if you hit this ramp at the very side, you can dodge the spring, and Tails falls just slow enough to not make it. Oh no!
I switched to Tails, but he's never done that to me before. Sad. Maybe I didn't let go in time. Whatever. Not that big of a death. Unfortunately, I will not be able to do the Knuckles strat at the end that I was planning on, but that's okay.
Yeah, so
There's that black frog.
like I said, you only get the kick when your teammates aren't next to you, and Drywall actually got trolled by his team there. They came back and because when they're close to you, you're not allowed to do the kick, and he was trying to do a midair kick to cross that gap, and you kind of need to be able to kick to do a midair kick. So yeah, he kind of died. Not a very big death though. Luckily,
Yeah,
got the checkpoint only like 20 seconds back.
Yeah, take this very safely.
And so we got another laser clip coming up, this one being a bit harder than the other one, unfortunately, because you don't have a light dash trail lined straight up at the door to clip you through, so we're actually going to have to clip through with a
No.
sonic jump.
I was
Oh.
afraid of that. Yeah, that's happened to me so many times. Thankfully, I can recover it decently. Unfortunately, I wish my guys would come back, but once they both get damaged, they just leave. They're out of there. Okay, there we
That
go.
enemy just walked so far off to the side. I thought he was about to walk off the edge.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, so if you do a double rocket excel and then jump right in front of the door, you can clip under it that way too. That way also works at Casino Park, but the light dash is way easier and faster.
Here we go.
Now I got the infamous alligator chase.
They're trying to take us down to the swamp. Hurry.
These vines are like not placed at super regular intervals, so if you try and use purely rhythm to do this part, you'll get tripped up pretty. Especially close to the end, they end up being pretty irregular, so you kind of just have to react.
Okay, cool. Took it super
No problem
safe.
for drywall though.
All right.
Yeah. That's the stage.
Lost Jungle is a super cool stage, even without any major skips. It's just so many cool little things that go on that it's
Right.
just super fun to do and watch. In my opinion, one of the coolest.
Now we come up to Team Dark. This fight is not scripted. That is not good. It could be not good. Not trying to jinx it or anything. But there is no quick kill like there was for Team Rose.
What was with that hedgehog that looked like my twin?
Maybe over here.
That's the best way to greet those you haven't seen in a while.
Oh, it's a good start. Just shadow.
Oh, insane
Nice.
time! 11? Oh, that's great. I'm glad it went well.
Yeah, it's so the thunder shoot is pretty
Time.
can just absolutely body them. They get sent really far back if they don't have rings, but if they start getting rings, things can go really south. Like you'll hit them and they go nowhere, then they recollect their rings, and then it can go really badly. But luckily, Drywall took care of them before they could get a ring.
Went better than any of my practice attempts, that's good.
You sure this is the right way?
I saw Shadow and Eggman head this way. This has gotta be the right way.
But it's
And so this is like this has got to be the second biggest bot boost in the run, not excluding Bullet Station, I would think. Maybe Frog Forest. I don't know. I think this one might be longer though. This is probably the easiest one. So if you want to mess around with bot boost, then you should. They're really cool. This is the easiest one if you wanna learn. The timing is incredibly lenient, and unlike a lot of bot boosts, you can't do them too fast either because there's a wall that straight up prevents you from overshooting.
we're turning upside
But we'll get to that a little more when we get there. First, we got a
Head
big door in the way that we're gonna have to clip through.
Let's go.
Here we go. Let's rock.
Leave it to me.
Here we go.
Leave it to me.
Here we go.
Leave it
Here
to
we
me.
go.
Hey, how'd that not get through? Okay, there we go. Nice.
Directly into the robot. And my guys are dead.
Another robot.
How many can we hit? Let's see.
On you.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
so
third?
that door clip saves like I don't know, gotta be like 15 seconds or something. That the little roundabout way you gotta do to get the switch takes forever. So we're coming up to the big boy skip now.
Just gotta
And it's
fall.
also nice that the enemies that you use here don't move around like a lot of the other ones do. See, so many things are set up pretty nicely for you for this.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice, there we go.
It's very
And
easy.
now we're right in front of the tower at the end.
I would definitely recommend trying out that bot boost. As Team Sonic specifically, Team Sonic bot boosts are very easy.
Yeah, Team Sonic, the bot boost, because it depends on hitting the speed character out right as you land, the height of your formation actually matters a lot, and Team Sonic has by far the shortest power character, so their setup is way different, and for egg pawns like that, it makes it way easier. All you have to do is jump above them, start a flight, and fall right down onto them.
It's so true. I guess we do have, if there's anything you want to say, we do have a bit of time. There's not too much
What-
that happens at the start of Mystic Mansion.
Excellent. Well, I actually do have some pretty big news. So we met the Bug Snacks incentive. So great job, everyone. And we have reopened the Spirit Fair Hug the Cat incentive. So we're at $117 out of 200 right now. If you would like to see this adorable cat get 40 hugs, then you can donate to your heart's content. So definitely get that one in. We're still $4 away from the Cowboy Catnap incentive. And we also opened a Sloth Damsel incentive for Spelunky. And that is a $100 incentive. So if you would like to see that, then definitely get those donations in. And we also have a new bid war open. You can either choose female K or female U, and sorry, this is for the Haven run tomorrow. You can choose female K, female U, male K or female U, and male K and male U. So definitely get those donations in for that bid war. Now, I'm a little bit biased because I'm commentating for the Haven run tomorrow, but I kind of think that female K, female U is adorable. But we'll see what the donators have to say about it.
I might have to donate to that. Perhaps. Thank you for the information. We got Mystic Mansion. Sure is a stage.
So coming up, as we're gonna do a cool, actually kind of intended strat here, where we're gonna there's a really annoying enemy in the way, a few rooms away, and instead of using our Team Blast on him, we're actually gonna use it on these 4 shield enemies instead, which seems like a giant waste. But during this cooldown in the top right, Team Sonic actually gets an extra move on every character, and it one-shots every single non-boss enemy, including that huge helmeted hammer robot, which is incredibly annoying to take down. So taking him down in one shot is incredibly nice, and it actually is faster to use the Team Blast early and then use the cooldown attack to one-shot him instead of save the Team Blast and use it to one-shot him.
It's true, I love that cooldown attack. I used to not understand it too well. Now I do. You just gotta switch through Knuckles.
It's a real shame that that the Team Blast for Team Sonic is so long. It takes 9 seconds, so in almost every case, it's faster to do something else. But we will see it used once more coming up.
I think I use it twice, actually.
Oh, right, yeah. So it's going to be used twice in the Robot Wave fight coming up.
Oh, I didn't expect it to hit the witch robot back there.
We may be able to do triangle jumps since it's so narrow here. Got it.
Leave it to me. Let's go. Let's go.
Checkpoint's kind of far back. I think I'm just gonna play it safe here.
Yeah, so you can avoid hitting these switches because this ring path is actually half spawned already, so you can just jump to the end where it is spawned, but it's pretty scary. And so here is trial skip. You can skip the entire character trial section just like that by dropping some ring bombs on the cage, and then for some reason when there's certain things that are overlapping with the cage, you're allowed to punch straight through it with the Knuckles combo. I have no idea why that works, but it does, and it saves a lot of time. So
Time save,
gonna
that's
do
what
it.
matters.
Yeah.
We have the last chance for Funny Frame. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't. It doesn't save any time either way, so it doesn't really matter, but it's funny, so that's what matters. Darn, no Funny Frame.
Yeah, so what we're referring to with Funny Frame is there's actually 2 cutscenes there at the start of Robot Storm. It kind of looks like one, but they're 2 like put together. And if you press a button on that exact frame, you can perform an action and super mess up the cutscene, and it's really funny looking, but it is frame perfect, so it is really hard.
Okay, there's a Knuckles level.
Yeah, so unlike Robot Carnival, we actually want Knuckles levels early for this fight, because there's a lot of grounded enemies that we want to take out with the combo, and because the Knuckles combo level 2 is incredibly OP. And we got level 2 relatively early, so this will work out.
The item inside.
So yeah, these golden turtles are really annoying to kill, like Drywall had mentioned earlier, so we're just going to team blast them all. And then we're going to use the cooldown on the next wave. Since we have it active, we might as well use it.
Blast away.
So this is Sonic's cooldown attack, where if he used the tornado, he does the light speed attack and just goes around and targets and one-shots everything.
Get some.
We won't give up so easily.
Oops, that's a little off center. Doesn't matter. Haha.
The Knuckles attack is so much bigger than it looks. It's actually insane how big the hitbox is on that thing.
Already. Smash them all. Too cool.
Boy, I don't want to be trapped in between that cage there. Oh no,
Oh.
that's not good. Doesn't matter. Everything's
Yeah,
fine.
it can't go too bad for Team Sonic, at least. Knuckles combo just too strong. As long as you don't get knocked off the edge,
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
they just so for Robot Carnival, there is like a giant wall around it. That is not the case for Robot Storm.
Yeah, it looks like in Robot Carnival you're in like imminent danger of falling off if you make any wrong move, but there is incredibly high invisible walls that you can't even get over with the spring. But in this stage, they have like incredibly small ones that just prevent you from, so you can't walk off the edge, but if you jump or get hit, you'll fall off, and it's pretty scary.
So I'm going to do this Team Blast while the enemies are spawning here. Hopefully I will get straight into the cannon. Yep, that's good.
Yeah, so similarly to the one in Mystic Mansion, that wave isn't even particularly fast to team blast. It's just because you need to team blast this wave basically no matter what, because this wave would take forever. But it's faster to team blast the previous wave and cool down this wave instead. And you have just enough time to get through the entire cannon and use the cooldown attack before it runs out.
It's true. Oh yeah.
So yeah, Robot Storm has a lot of cool stuff going on. Carnival can be kind of boring sometimes, but I think that the strategies in Robot Storm are super cool.
I agree. Not the biggest Carnival fan. I know somebody who is though. Freezy Pop. Yeah, he's a big Carnival.
Rizzy, you out there?
Now we got Egg Fleet. There may potentially be a skip here. I'm not sure if I will hit it. It is a very
Yeah.
interesting skip. It's not like the Bop Boost. It's unique to this stage in particular.
Yeah, there's just a leftover dev trigger that's super far out of the way that's incredibly hard to get to, but if you get there, the trigger just warps you straight to the last battleship. So,
Let's get this party.
and it skips an entire auto-scroller section, which is really nice. The auto-scroller section in the stage take a while, so yeah, it'll be pretty cool if we can get that. But it'll be a while. We got a bit of stage to do first. This is a really long stage, even with the skip.
You got anything to say about the stage?
I mean, sure. So, yeah, the top route with Tails here is the fastest way to go. I think the movement at the start here is super cool. We'll come up to the ship jump shortly, which is pretty sick. The outside of the ship collision is actually runnable. It looks super steep, like in most games where you would just get slid off immediately, but we'll see right here. You can actually just jump on the outside of the ship and run on the wall.
Maybe. Ah, I didn't get the
Well,
light
you
dash
can.
cancel. Yeah, I'm definitely.
The checkpoint is right here. Oh wait, isn't there is there not a checkpoint there?
Is
I'm
there?
crazy.
I never got a checkpoint there. Maybe
No,
I
yeah,
just
there's no
skipped.
checkpoint. No, there
Thankfully, it's
isn't.
not
I'm being
too
dumb.
far back.
Yeah, it's not too far back. So
Yep.
yeah, there just isn't a checkpoint there. I'm tripping.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, this is not great, actually. I have not had this much trouble with it before. That's sad.
It's really steep here. Be
Real quick, do we have time for one more quick little donation? It's a bit time sensitive.
Sure.
Perfect. So Stylenide donates $10, and they say, "Yo, good luck, drywall. Looking forward to seeing you nail those last few levels, my fellow unrestricted enjoyer."
Let's go. Thank you, Stylenide. Gaming.
So that is what the outside of the ship wall run thing looks like. It's pretty sick that you can run on the outside of the ship like that, and killing the enemy to open the door would take quite a bit longer than doing that. You could bounce on him to get over the door, but running on the outside of the ship is even faster than that.
This is the first of the auto scrolls we're talking about. Hopefully the only. Perhaps. Maybe.
Yeah.
How's my life count? Okay, my life count is completely fine.
This game does give you a lot of lives. If you do the skipless routes, especially, even like if you're not even intentionally going for them, you just end up getting a lot. Bullet Station, I swear you get at least 4 if you do a skipless stage.
This is
I'm not
true.
sure why there's so many.
You can see there that the tornado actually lets you target things that are above you by like quite a while. Why do I have this camera angle? Why is please Sonic no rocket excels?
That was a really weird camera angle. But yeah, you can actually target those cannons through the floor, which is pretty sick. Saves quite a bit of time over having to fly up normally.
Hopefully the
You
fence
can
is
jump on the
nice.
fence here to skip activating the fan below and going straight up here.
Yeah.
Oh, pretty fast fan section. Let's go.
You love to see it.
All right, so now we're coming up on the skip here. So you're gonna want to jump off of this ship into some collision in this turbine in the background here.
Ah, they bailed on me. Sad.
Dang. So you need to get with that setup. You need to get a rocket excel into kick to get enough speed to make it over to the platform that you need to get to, and rocket cells are already kind of unreliable, but doing it on the side of the ship is incredibly unreliable, and yeah, it's pretty scuffed.
There are other setups you can do to make it easier. I find that one to be the easiest for me, though. Unfortunately, they did bail on me, as they tend to do. So we do have to
there are
watch
other
this
setups that don't involve your teammates, which is nice, but they're, well, less random. They're definitely harder. And then there's the second battleship, which is very similar to the first one, but with some slight differences. I don't know. I don't even know why they bothered, but
Oh, darn.
the fan here is pretty nice compared to the platform.
Fan is definitely preferable there.
And then there's when you do this the skip here again, there's some rings on the ground right next to it. So if you try and do a kick immediately, like I would normally try and do, you get a light dash, but it's not there on the other one, which just messes with my muscle memory.
Darn. Sorry about muscle memory. Fortunately, that one was not that unrestricted. In fact, it was quite restricted. Next stage, though, I got a bop boost, perhaps.
That was
You can have one last bop boost for the road.
One last bop boost for the fans. So this is the last stage here. Time does not end at the end of this stage. There is a final boss. But this is the last actual stage. Hopefully it goes well.
This must be Eggman's headquarters.
Final Fortress is a super cool stage in the run, and I find it funny how this stage is like supposed to be like a gauntlet of fighting really annoying enemies constantly, and you only have to fight a single one. We're only going to fight a single enemy in this route. which I think is pretty funny. And you can skip it, it's just barely faster and really annoying. So we're gonna fight one enemy, but it's supposed to be, you're supposed to fight so many really annoying enemies the whole time, but you can skip pretty much all of them.
Didn't mean to do that.
So yeah, this one you could literally just jump to the rail. It's not even, you barely even need speed to make it there. Kind of funny.
Feeling a little cowardly, just gonna take this as Tails here.
Yeah, and we're gonna just go off the end of the rail and go down to the low route here, which is actually faster than climbing up that little tower. And we're gonna come up to the one mandatory enemy encounter in this route, which is this shieldy guy protecting the door.
These lasers are really trolling me. Didn't think I was gonna get the last one out. That's okay.
Yeah, probably good to bail there. I don't think you had it. If he puts his shield up, it's really annoying, so it's probably good to just take it slow.
There is a rail switch you could do here, perhaps. Yeah, there it is.
Nice.
That loop takes
that rail
way
loop
long.
is surprisingly slow. Most of the loops in this game are actually pretty fast. I think that loop takes around 4 seconds, so it's a pretty sizable loop skip compared to the other ones in this game.
Didn't want that catch-up light. Thanks, Tails. Doesn't matter.
Alright, we got up there still. And we're coming up to the last bot boost pretty soon. One more enemy skip. This is another really easy one. There's a bunch of enemies you're supposed to kill to activate the fan, I think, and you could literally you barely even need speed to jump down to the lower area here too.
Okay,
Yeah, here's the
will he
last bot
notice me?
boost.
He noticed me! Oh, I didn't realize Sonic was bopped. Oops!
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, can you notice me again, please? Thank you.
these guys are really annoying because they walk around until they're aggroed onto you, and you can't hit the skip on them when they're moving around. So you need to wait for them to notice you, try and shoot at you, and then you can do the skip. We got a pretty safe landing spot here. When you fall from this, you would not have your flight to be able to land on the rail easily, but luckily Drywall landed right next to one of the ledges, so he was able to get his flight back and make landing way safer. Dying here would be a really big death. Probably one of the biggest in the entire run. His checkpoint was like a minute and a half back. So the skip at the end is so scary. You can be a minute ahead and lose it all right at the end.
Thankfully we didn't, though.
Too easy for Drywall though.
World's easiest, even though it didn't go nearly as far as I would have hoped it to. So I guess one last call for donations or anything until the run's over, since there is a little bit of a cutscene at the start of Egg Emperor.
Excellent. I am happy to provide some updates on where we stand with our donation incentive. So, still at $117 for Hug the Cat, and you've got a little bit over 2 hours to get those extra donations in for extra cat hugs. And then we have $10 out of 100 for the Spelunky Sloth Damsel incentive. So, we're getting a little bit of momentum going there as well, which is pretty cool. And finally, Garfield is at $126, so catching up a little bit to Spyro, which is at $210 for that cat skin stray incentive.
Let's go. Hopefully we can get these donations met. Well, these
Absolutely.
donation goals met even. Yeah,
That would be-
personal
that'd be
time.
wonderful.
Time is very shortly. I will
Yeah,
say.
time's gonna come right when the timer stops on Emperor, which is gonna be in like 5 seconds.
Time. That's the run.
Let's go, GG's.
GG, great job.
Looks like we are underestimated, and that's what matters.
Impossible!
Thank you for the GGs. I guess I can do some shoutouts. Shout out Aura. He's pretty good at the game. Shout out the entire Sonic
Thanks.
Heroes community, actually. Actually, shout out the entire Sonic speedrunning community, especially Sacer. They specialize in Sonic Adventure era stuff, so that's like everything from Sonic Adventure 1 to 06. Big fan of what they do. So yeah, I don't have much to say other than that. Do you have anything?
Yeah, just I think this game speedrun is super cool. The mechanics are so fun to mess around with. There's so many unique glitches, and with 4 different teams, all with incredibly cool speedruns, I definitely think it's worth a check out if any of you guys are interested. We have a Discord full of people who are more than happy to help. So yeah, definitely come by if this caught your interest at all.
Please run Sonic Heroes.
Awesome. Well, I want to take the opportunity to say GG to both of you, Drywall, for an amazing, incredible, mind-blowing run, and Aura for some great commentary as well. I was so entertained, and we definitely speedran some donations during that run as well, so thank you both. And I'm definitely proud of you and all the other runners and commentators who have shared their talents with us today.
Yep, thanks for letting me in, and that's the game. Good cause.
Wonderful.
Very glad to support it.
Well, we appreciate your support. All right, everyone. Well, definitely, as the man said in Dark, hold on to your butts, because we are not done by a long shot. We still have some amazing runs for you today that are super, super fun. Before we go on break, I do want to tell you a little bit more about Blue Path, the charity that we're raising money for today. So you may not know how much goes into training one of these service dogs. There are thousands of hours of time spent by dedicated volunteers and staff to prepare these dogs to become a service companion. The cost for this preparation is upwards of $40,000, but all of those service dogs and the ongoing follow-up support are provided free of charge thanks to the ongoing generosity of supporters. People, you are part of that team today by donating. So thank you. Seriously, thank you for doing this, for sharing these donations, and blessing the life of someone who will probably never see you, but will definitely be blessed by what you do. So thank you. All right, well, just a reminder, we've got that Haven donation bid war open, and people, I can tell you from personal experience, this is a super fun and adorable run. So we've got female K and female U, male K and female U, and male K and male U as our donation incentive options. Please donate for that one. It is going to be a barrel of fun. Alright, team. Well, I am so sad to tell you this, but it is my time to sign off the mic for tonight. But I will be back tomorrow commentating the Haven run and hosting some more runs tomorrow night. So I'm super looking forward to being with you again. But tonight, you're going to have some new hosts. And the person who's tagging me out tonight is Zenadir. Now, if you watched Games Done Quick, you know that Zenadir is an amazing host and will be your guide to some delightful, mind-blowing, extraordinary runs tonight. Thanks everyone for being a wonderful chat, and I will see you soon.